Welcome to Thinking Deeper by 6-7. What if the greatest poem of the Middle Ages, Dante's Divine Comedy, isn't just a Christian epic? What if it's actually a secret map of the universe, a coded guide to spiritual initiation handed down by the Knights Templar and deeply inspired by Islamic mystics? Believe it or not, Dante himself tells us to look for the doctrine that is hidden under the veil of the strange verses. So let's dive in and pull back that veil.
See? This isn't some modern conspiracy theory we're just making up. This is a direct invitation, a challenge from Dante himself. It's the key he leaves for us, right there in the middle of hell, basically screaming that everything you see on the surface is just a cover for something much, much deeper. The poet himself is confessing there's a secret, giving us full permission to go looking for it.
So, what kind of secret are we talking about here? Well, Dante believed that all important texts, and especially his own, could be understood on 4 different levels. You've got the literal story, the surface level adventure, but underneath that, you've got deeper layers. And the deepest of all is the spiritual one. It's this hidden 4th layer, the real initiatory meaning, that we're hunting for today.
Now, to really get this, we need to understand a huge distinction. Exotericism is the outside of the religion, the public story everyone gets, like seeing the Divine Comedy as a beautiful Catholic poem. But esotericism, that's the inner truth, the symbolic meaning that's only there for people who know how to look. And here's the crucial part. True esotericism is universal. It's not about being a heretic. It's about seeing a core truth that can be expressed through the symbols of any religion without being trapped by just one.
Okay, so if Dante was dealing in these universal hidden truths, he probably wasn't just working alone in his study. Which leads us to a really fascinating question. Was Dante just a poet, or was he an initiate? A member of some secret order that was preserving this kind of knowledge? All the evidence points to a big yes. Let's look at the clues. Researchers point to this group called the Fede Santa, the Holy Faith, which was basically a non-military branch of the legendary Knights Templar. And Dante is thought to have been one of its leaders. Now get this, members had the title Kadosh, a Hebrew word for holy that, incredibly, is still used today in the highest degrees of Freemasonry. All of a sudden, it makes perfect sense why his final guide in paradise isn't an apostle but Saint Bernard, the very man who founded the Templar order. It was a massive signal to anyone in the know. So, this leaves us with 2 completely different pictures of the same guy. On one side, you have the public Dante, the faithful Catholic poet we all read about in school. But on the other side, there's the initiate Dante, a leader in a Templar-affiliated order, writing not just an allegory, but a coded roadmap for spiritual transformation, secretly siding with the Holy Roman Empire against the Pope. Okay, so if the poem is a code, how do we crack it? Well, the symbols are everywhere, hidden in plain sight, right in the structure of the universe Dante built. That journey through the heavens of paradise, it's not just a tour of the solar system, it's a symbolic climb through different levels of knowledge. Each of the first 7 heavens lines up with one of the 7 liberal arts: grammar, logic, rhetoric, music, and so on. This wasn't something Dante just invented. It was a known system used by esoteric groups back then to lay out the stages of initiation. Let's look at a few examples. In the heaven of Mars, the souls of holy warriors all come together to form a gigantic glowing cross. This is no accident, folks. Mars, the planet of war, is directly linked to the military orders, the warrior initiates, like the Knights Templar, whose symbol was, of course, the Red Cross. Next up, in heaven of Jupiter, the souls of just rulers form a giant eagle. So why an eagle? Because the eagle was the emblem of the Holy Roman Empire, the political power that Dante and his secret order believed was the true source of justice on earth. It's another clear political and esoteric symbol. And finally, in the heaven of Saturn, Dante sees a golden ladder stretching up so high he can't see the top. This is a classic symbol of mystical ascent, right? The connection between earth and the divine. And here's the clincher. This exact same ladder is a key symbol in the Masonic degrees of the Kadosh, the same title held by the members of Dante's Fede Santa. The connections are just undeniable. Hey, if you're enjoying this deep dive into hidden meanings, please take a second to hit that subscribe button and press the like button. It really helps us out and lets us keep uncovering secrets just like these. Beyond the pictures, there's even a secret numerical code built right into the poem's architecture. The number 11 and its multiples are woven into the very fabric of the thing. Each of the 3 books has 33 cantos.
The rhyme scheme he invented, the terza rima, uses stanzas of 3 11-syllable lines for 33 syllables. This isn't random, it's a hidden signature, a numerical fingerprint left by an initiate. But just when you think you've got the whole Templar thing figured out, the code reveals another layer, and this one is even more shocking. The main blueprint for Dante's journey to the afterlife, well, it might not be European at all. It might have come from the heart of Islamic mysticism. You see, Dante's journey has a stunning resemblance to the Islamic tradition of the Prophet Muhammad's night journey, the Isra and Miraj, where he went up through the heavens into the presence of God. And specifically, the details match the accounts written by the great Sufi mystic Muhyiddin ibn Arabi, known as the Greatest Master, who wrote about this nearly a century before Dante did.
And I mean, look at how specific these parallels are. It's just wild. Both journeys have a celestial guide. Both describe hell as a gigantic funnel digging down into the earth. Both require a ritual washing in 3 rivers before you can enter heaven. Both map out the heavens as a series of concentric spheres. And the final vision? Both describe the divine as this unbelievably intense point of light surrounded by spinning circles of angels. The similarities are way too detailed to just be a coincidence.
So what does all this mean? We've got Templar codes, Islamic mysticism, Christian theology. How does this all fit together? Well, this is where we see the true genius of what Dante was doing. He wasn't just borrowing ideas, he was synthesizing them. Here's the most important point. The Divine Comedy isn't just a Templar text, and it's not just a Christianized version of an Islamic story. It's a grand synthesis. Dante is using all the symbolic languages he knew, Catholicism, ancient philosophy, Templar secrets, Islamic metaphysics, to point towards a single universal truth that's bigger than all of them. He's showing that different paths can absolutely lead to the same mountaintop.
Just look at the poem's basic structure: hell, purgatory, and heaven. This isn't only a Christian idea. It maps perfectly onto a universal framework you find in other traditions, like the 3 gunas in Hindu philosophy. Hell corresponds to tamas, darkness, inertia, ignorance. Purgatory is rajas, passion, action, the human struggle. And heaven is sattva, purity, light, and spiritual wisdom. Dante is describing a universal map of consciousness.
So this brings us back to that first obvious question. After seeing all these non-Christian influences and secret society connections, was Dante simply a heretic, secretly trying to undermine the church? Or maybe that's the wrong question entirely. Maybe he wasn't a heretic attacking one faith, but an initiate revealing a truth so vast, so universal, that no single religion could ever possibly contain it all. Maybe the Divine Comedy is his ultimate proof that the sacred map of the universe can be read in any language, as long as you have the eyes to see.